go.
That's the Mike Devine chime.
There you go. That's a good name for it too. That works really well. Welcome back, everybody. Big Daddy Russ Horton. I'm Lee Lakin with Leah Lywood in the Georgetown studio once again this week. No Mike Devine this week, but we had a lot of fun with him last week.
Oh yeah, it's great having him.
I want to thank him for coming out and being a part of the show. And like we said, we're doing a lot of stuff with his thing with Party Dog Radio, so very cool. And yeah, we're bringing you your normal Loosey Goosey news of the week.
Yep.
And busy week, actually.
Yeah, it's been a strange week.
Yeah, a lot of work for the police.
Yeah. Now we're brought to you by, of course, Max Tires. 905-873-9255. Lowest prices in Southern Ontario on tires.
That's what he's claiming.
And of course, that's a big statement, but he'll back it up. And they have licensed mechanics as well. They also sell vehicles. There's a beautiful Cordoba out there with the leather seats. The Corinthian
fine
leather.
Corinthian leather?
Yeah, Ricardo Montalban. But there's a Cordoba. Every time I drive by it, I want to jump in and go for a spin.
Those things were like driving your sofa.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like being on your sofa and driving down the road.
Yeah, yeah. The old days. Yeah.
Comfy cars.
Remember that. Our big story. Well, it's a 39-year-old Etobicoke man has been charged with arson after police were called to a vehicle fire in Georgetown. This happened back on the 17th of January. And what are these things called again? I'm swallowing them.
Bottle caps.
Bottle caps.
I
haven't had them since I was a kid. According to police, the burning 2011 Mercedes-Benz was located at around 11:30 p.m. in the area of 10th Line and number 19 Side Road. This is from the Independent. Police and the Halton Fire Department both attended, of course. The owner of the vehicle was reportedly at the scene when officers arrived, surprisingly. And the police said that the fire department advised there was a pool of gasoline in the vehicle's trunk and noted the vehicle's interior smelled of gasoline. So there's a few raised eyebrows there. The vehicle owner was arrested, charged with arson, causing damage to property. And officers declined to speculate on why the vehicle was allegedly set on fire. Obviously, it was an insurance thing or something.
Yeah, gotta be. It smells of that completely, that's for sure.
Why would you set fire to a beautiful Mercedes-Benz? Unless it was something.
Might have been a lemon.
Yeah, it might have been.
If I do an insurance,
officers declined to speculate on why it was, set on fire. They can't explain why, because he's not telling anybody, obviously. Anyone with information about the incident is asked to contact Halton Police. You know all the information there. Or you can go to crimestoppers.ca, haltoncrimestoppers.ca.
Crime Stoppers is your best route to go, really.
I was debating on what the top story was because it was, they're both serious, but yours is inactive. Yeah. And now we've got another armed robbery.
Right around the corner, an attempted armed robbery, at least, if nothing else. Halton Regional Police are looking for somebody who attempted to rob a convenience store back on Monday, January 16th, right around the corner from my place, so it's kind of scary.
Yeah, 7 or 8 steps from your house.
Yeah, pretty much. The Act and Discount Variety that's right around the corner from me, pretty much right as you're going into downtown. Staff showed he was carrying a handgun, demanded cash from the register. After waiting for a short time for the money to be provided, police said the man fled empty-handed. I've read a bit more about the story. He demanded the money. The girl behind the counter said, nope. Closed the till.
I know the gal you're talking about. Yep. She's as hard as nails. And a nice lady, too.
Oh, she's a sweetheart. But she realized that the gun was a replica and knew it was a fake. And,
but still, it must have shook her up something awful.
Still got to be pretty scary, I would think. But, she managed it, and the guy wouldn't wait any longer. Even some of the neighbors that live upstairs, because there's apartments up there, heard the guy yelling and screaming and freaking out. And called 911. So it was the guy didn't get away with anything, but police are looking for the guy. And if anybody knows anything, once again, call Crime Stoppers.
The other situation that happened in downtown Georgetown was the robbery of the Salvation Army store.
Yeah.
How sacrilegious can you get?
Yeah.
They're going straight to hell for that one.
Oh God, yeah.
I couldn't believe
on a magic carpet in that one.
How can you, even criminals have codes of etiquette. You don't rob from people that don't have it to begin with. You know what I mean? It's like
rob from the poor.
That's right. But that was disgraceful. I couldn't believe that one. So, a couple of armed robberies in the last 2 weeks here in town. Let's have a little bit of good news here. The final link in the Hungry Hollow Trail is apparently finished. Have you ever been on that?
No, I have not.
I'm going to check it out this week. Is there a map we can get of exactly where that runs? Or
I'm not sure. So if you go on Tell and Sell, somebody did come up and ask that question on the page.
Because we've got some beautiful, we've got some beautiful trails around here.
Might be something on the town website.
Yeah, it probably is. 7 kilometers. The trail network now stretches. It weaves through Georgetown. The final section of the trail, extending from Cedarvale Park to Main Street South, was completed earlier this month and connects trails that now extend from downtown Georgetown to Hall Road in the southeast end of town, which is a hell of a long way.
Yeah.
That's quite a bit. And our mayor said, "I am so happy to see the completion of the trail network." That's according to Ann Lawler. "I know that this initiative has been a long time coming to fruition and is extremely important to residents. Trails have consistently ranked near the top as to why residents love our town." And we do have some beautiful trails.
A lot of people come in from out of town just to do the trails, especially the the kilns and Limehouse and stuff like that.
You know, a great place to jump into the Bruce Trail is by Cedar Springs Motel there, just before you get to it.
Yeah, a lot of people go that way through.
You go through up and then cut in through Scottsdale.
Yeah,
And
Bruce Trail is one of the longest trails in the world.
That's right, and we have it running right through
our country.
So we've got that. We've got the Georgetown Trail now. Acton has beautiful trails.
Oh God, yeah.
Behind the Acton High School.
Yeah.
I mean, I love going behind there with my dogs when I had them.
Yeah, definitely. So lots to see, and especially right now with the weather we're getting. Like, it's just, what is this? April?
I thought, it feels like April, doesn't it?
It really does.
Spring
There was flurries today while I was driving.
Yeah.
Well, I saw a couple little speckles outside while we were getting ready to go here, but
you know what I've noticed though is our snow has gone down over the years. We don't have as much, anywhere near as much snow.
well, if you think about it, Vancouver's getting our weather, we're getting their weather.
Well, by now we're usually getting buried. It's January.
But
if we're going to get snow at any time in the winter,
it's going to happen in January, February.
But that being said, is because I watch the weather very heavily because of my job.
He's a weatherman at the Weather Network.
We are in for a heavy February. Yeah, we're gonna get rocked in February.
It's got to happen sooner or later.
It's going to happen.
It's not going to stay like this right through
But the new hazards have changed from lots of snow to freezing rain and fog.
Excuse me.
Fog has become a real problem.
The fog last night was brutal.
It's like Vancouver. It really is.
So I said we've kind of flipped over. You look at Vancouver and how much snow they were getting and the cold temperatures they were getting, along with Calgary as well and stuff like that. And then we're getting their rainy, mild weather. Like, it's bizarre. It's very
But
very
there's
strange.
a vortex going on that's coming from Russia, and apparently that's what you're talking about.
Siberia, yeah, they registered highest registered low temperature was -68 in Siberia without the wind chill. That's without the wind chill factor. -68.
We'd be wearing shorts here with that weather. It's nothing. Just get us a case of beer.
Yeah,
and
we'll some Timmies.
And some Timmies maybe, for after when we're trying to sober up.
All right, we're still talking numbers here. The number of people being treated for COVID-19 in Halton hospitals dropped by almost 50%, so there's a positive note. The region showed positive trends in all of the key indicators that are involved. There are currently 20 people being treated for COVID-19 in the region's 4 hospitals, down from 39 a week ago. Of the 27 were admitted for COVID-19, while the other were admitted for other reasons, but then they later tested for COVID. So did they get COVID in the hospital?
I don't know. I know a couple of buddies that have COVID right now. It's not going away.
It's we're down 50%. So
good news.
It's a good
not that we
step
want
in
to
the
jinx it. I mean,
God,
we
no.
got to be careful what we say, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Because this is flu season too, isn't it? I mean,
well, this is it. Were these people admitted because they had the flu and then it turned into COVID, or some questions there still. But
by the way, did you notice that the quarter? I don't have 15 minutes anymore. The quarter to 6 o'clock is gone.
Gone.
And we have new blinds. Who was it that wanted us to get new blinds because of his OCD?
Was it Gord Wallen?
It was Gord Wallen. Yeah, Gord. We've got blinds. And I thought about you when I bought them.
You got drapes now.
Oh, drapes.
Curtains.
Curtains, yeah. Giant Tiger specials. I love
Hey,
giant
you know what?
I love
I went
giant
and bought the blackout ones there. Me and my cousin bought them because of where
That's
our
how you
windows
get
are.
home.
Yeah.
And they were great.
Oh, they're awesome. They look sexy when you pull them over.
They
you know?
look fantastic, you know, and they're nice and dark, and you know, it's
really does look
and
like-
don't get me wrong, I can sleep in light. That doesn't really bother me.
Oh, I can't.
I can sleep almost. I can sleep almost anywhere.
I've got one of those Tony Randall masks,
Yeah.
the black ones.
Yeah.
And you should hear me when I'm clearing my ears.
No, that's okay.
No, it's okay.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
All right. So tourism, of course. is
Yeah,
part
the
of our
big thing,
community.
big thing in town.
The town of Halton Hills received a grant from the federal government to help promote tourism in town. The town received $17,500 through the Federal Tourism Relief Fund and the Canada Community Revitalization Fund. The town matched that for a $35,000 investment to create and install signs that will highlight popular destinations in Halton Hills. And there's
Like the trails.
the trails. There's lots to see here. The brew pub, I think, really is a tourist attraction in itself.
Furnace room.
The furnace room.
Yeah.
The-
Oh yeah.
our
If you
local
come
brew
to town,
pub, the
check out
Furnace
Furnace Room Brewery. Absolutely.
It's just incredible, and of course you can get Chicken Man beer there.
Yep.
We've got like Glen Williams itself is
Yeah.
a tourist attraction.
Yeah, all
Especially
the
in
artisans,
summer.
all the artisans you've got down there, and a lot of them are still active. You know, they're like, I know a lot of the pottery guys are still. They're there every weekend. You can go check it out. It's a good tourist attraction. So
You got the Toronto Outlet Mall, of course, which is people in Halton Hills don't go there, but everyone else goes there.
yeah,
But that of course comes under our legislation too now, doesn't it? So
Yes.
there's lots of things to see. The old Hyde House in Acton.
absolutely.
Just
Some
walking
great
the
great
trails.
pubs as well, and
Great pubs.
live music, and the George and
Appalachian.
and Red Harp, and
So if you ever if you're watching from out of town, and you want to come home, there's a few things that have changed, but a lot of things have stayed the same. The
Oh, yeah.
McGibbon's gone, by the way, now.
it's so weird to drive downtown.
Yeah.
I come around the corner at Salvation Army, like that way. I'd come around the corner, and I hadn't been downtown in probably a month. And yeah, it was very strange. So, it's I've been doing the meat draw at the Legion every second Saturday. We're DJing, and man, these people love to get up and have some fun. I got to tell you, they get up and dance and doing the line dancing, and they're good at it too. So it's a lot of fun. You want to check it out? It's 2 p.m. Saturdays, every second Saturday at the Legion. So yeah.
Of course, both our legions do a great job. And Acton Legion
Yeah.
is a beautiful place.
Yeah, Acton's doing quite a few things actually. They've got some dances coming up, and you can check out their Facebook page for that. And yeah, support the Legions, man, because that's becoming a problem. That younger generation's not joining. And,
Back to the bad news, I guess.
You know,
for the-
yeah, another robbery, and I think we heard about one a couple of weeks ago. We talked about one as well. But Halton police are investigating alleged theft of trailer and a skid steer. Bold move, if you ask
I
me.
can't believe some of these guys, how creative they are when they steal something huge like this.
At some point on the overnight hours between Sunday, January 15th and Monday, January 16th, 4 suspects in 2 vehicles attended a residence in the Winston Churchill and the 22nd Side Road area. And it's alleged the suspect hooked up a flatbed trailer that was parked on the home's driveway up to one of their vehicles and then loaded a skid steer that was on the property on this trailer. The suspect vehicle was reportedly towed, the trailer and the skid steer, from the scene, and they put a value of about 48 grand
Jesus,
on
that's a
this.
lot of money, man.
And the thing,
$48,000.
now people go, how do you steal a skid steer? Well, I'll tell you this, I drive tractors and skid steers and stuff for what I do. And you can take one key from one, go to another, and it's not really a key. They're really cheesy, and it's
they've
that
made
easy.
it simpler for the drivers to do
interchange,
this.
and yeah.
in doing that, they opened up.
They made them
whole-
vulnerable, right?
vulnerable,
It's just not to let people out there know that, but that's really the way to. Anybody who drives those things knows you can just take your key from your skid steer and go to that skid steer, and it'll start it. And that's on the manufacturer, if you ask me. So
That's unreal. Now, according to the municipality and the BIA, what's going on with this I
Yeah,
Love
what-
Acton sign?
There was I think somebody, I haven't gotten all the details of this, and I'm telling you, this is just rumor and what I've heard, is somebody went up to take pictures and they got cut, a little cut, and they complained to the town. And the town finally looked into it and realized, oh, none of this was authorized by anybody. They just went ahead and did it. So
I guess they're right there.
there's an aspect to that. So there's a route that they have to go to put something like that up and make sure it's safe for everybody involved.
Well, I can see that point now. When I first saw the story, I thought, what the hell are they doing? The town of Halton Hills and the Acton BIA are issuing a joint statement about the I Love Acton art installation, which is wonderful, by the way. It's beautiful to drive by that. Both parties recognize that the piece is a wonderful representation of the community heart and noted the generosity of Nancy Wilkes, the owner of Acton Optical, and her daughter Nicole Walker for sponsoring the beautiful addition to downtown Acton. Part of what makes our town so special is how involved and passionate a community we have, said Mayor Ann Lawler, and the Acton art sculpture is a great example. Yes, there have been a few problems, however. This should not detract from what is still a lovely thought, and of course, what they're going to do is put a base on it that's safe and put it back. They just want it to be safe. I guess
well, there's
they
a
have to
protocol.
protect themselves.
Yeah,
It's
there's
their property.
there's a protocol going that has to go through, and it's got to be done. It's a
So they'll put it
beautiful
back.
gesture, and it'll go back. Everybody
Let
stop.
the town
you know.
do their thing
Yeah,
to protect
absolutely.
themselves legally, and we'll get it back.
And you know, it's
You don't want anybody getting hurt either.
Nancy
It's not
and
even just protection.
Nancy
There's
and
a
Nicole.
garbage can sitting right next
Yeah.
to it. A kid could jump on top of that and
Yeah.
break his neck.
Yeah.
Jump off the
Exactly.
wall, break his neck.
Exactly.
But you know, Nicole and Nancy, just a wonderful people, Acton Optical, and do a lot for the town. So you know, it'll go back. It's all going to be good. It just has to go through the right channels to.
Let's do it properly, for God's sakes. You know, if we're going to do it.
A lot of people go down and get their picture with it. It's pretty cool. I had the idea, you know, there's that bridge they have in Europe somewhere where people, the lovers, they go up and they put a lock on it. You know, and I thought, oh, you could almost do that with that thing. It's a heart, and you know, husband and wives, they engrave their name on the lock and they go put it on there, and you know.
I could stand behind it with my picture.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how beautiful that would look? Let's move on.
No comment. No, I'm
Everyone
just
was
kidding,
so
Big Daddy.
quiet there.
Some cool things going on. We got a free community dinner going on January 20th, which is tomorrow or tonight.
It's tonight.
That's tonight. Yeah, Andrews.
But they have these all the time.
They do all the time, and a wonderful thing they do at St. Andrew's United Church, 89 Mountain View Road South. You know, if this gets on in time, Leah might be asleep by the time she gets home.
It's for dinner, we're in dinner. So.
Yeah, well, that's it too.
But St. Andrews do so much.
They
for
do
the
so much,
community.
and we just wanted to bring it up that they do a lot. They also do they've got a clothing drive that goes on Thursday from 9 till noon. Free clothes, you can go in. They've got a huge amount of clothes in there, and they do that Thursdays from 9 till noon as well. So.
And it's probably already gone, but the free movie night is happening at Norville United Church. So our churches are really coming together,
Yeah.
and of course we've got the homeless shelter downtown.
Yeah, Knox Church.
Knox Church.
Yeah, out of the cold at Knox
Out of the
Church.
cold. So our churches are pulling together, and they all do a fine job. And the thing I like about our churches is they work together with each other too.
A lot of them do here, especially like Acton's got a unity dinner coming up. There it is. We'll be talking about that in a minute. And it's all the churches coming together to do it.
Yeah.
So it's very, very cool. We do have Saturday a drop-in family story time on January 21st, 10 a.m. at Halton Hills Public Library in Georgetown and Acton branches. Explore new themes each week through stories, rhymes, songs. There's no registration required. You can just drop in and take the kids and keep them entertained a little bit, get them away from maybe those little video games and stuff like that drive people crazy. But yeah, definitely something to look forward to.
I never thought I'd call myself an old fart, but I guess I'm.
You are an old fart.
I am an old fart. Yeah.
I'll call it for you.
There you go. As you were saying, Acton Unity service happens on the 22nd of January, which is Sunday, at Bethel Church, 365 Queen Street in Acton. The churches of Acton are coming together and inviting the community to its Unity service. There will be nursery care for newborns to age 2, Sunday school from age 3 to grade 5 available for the kids. coffee, tea, juice, cookies, fellowship, and follow the service, of course, at the local Bethel Church in Acton. So a lot of stuff going on this weekend with the churches.
There's always something to do, and you can also check out HaltonHills.ca. You can check out the town website and see what the town's got going on.
There's always something going on.
Sure. Now, that being said, is we're supposed to be getting rocked on Sunday and Monday, so make sure you got your snow tires on.
Georgetown Tell and Sell. Here's a few things from there this week, and of course we found another lost dog there a couple of weeks ago. And how many lost dogs have we found? And
cats,
parrots,
even some birds,
rabbits.
How are people finding a bird?
But can you remember years ago when these animals would be lost, gone forever?
Oh, yeah.
You don't have the network of social media is so powerful.
Yet the Amber Alert can't seem to get it right.
This is what Amber Reinhold said, and the Tell and Sells basically is a way to promote things in our town. Just joke around with each other and
supposed to be
promote
community unity, though.
Promote local businesses. And this is what Amber Reinhold had to say in the Georgetown Tell and Sell. I want to send a shout out to Chris, Lori, and everyone at Soft Water Plus. From start to finish, they were amazing, so personable, and amazing customer service. I highly recommend them. And that's what the Tell and Sells are
5 stars.
Supposed to be
5 stars, right there. That's what it's supposed to be. How are the roads?
Let's get more of that out there.
Yeah, how are the roads doing? Well, we have to ask that question when the weather's bad.
Yeah.
But that's why we have. That's why we have also a weather and traffic and whatever, because it gets to the point where people complain because it was
complain about what? We're relaying information about traffic
because it's about business and all the other things for community. As it's grown, we divided the page out to have its own weather and traffic page for the abundance, so it didn't keep taking over the feed. But they still.
Well, you can't change a tell and seller and their spots. They stick in the tell and sell. And,
they become so hooked in their ways.
Yeah, they do. So what's going on in the Acton?
Well, the Acton Tell and Sell too as well, and this comes from Ray Lavender. We had dinner at Maso Sushi last night, and it was amazing. It was also fresh, flavorful, and nicely presented. We'll certainly be back to this little gem in our town. You can check them out. I believe that's the new one in Acton, right downtown, right by the Black Rose Guitar Shop. And you can check them out at www.masushi.com. And I've heard really good things about this. I'm not a sushi fan at all. I would refuse to eat sushi. I used to work for a couple guys. Some people love it. They adore it. I'm not a big fan, but they're saying not just the food, but the service is excellent and spectacular. So
that's what we want to hear. That's what we want to hear.
Absolutely.
And of course, the Georgetown Raiders, they hammered the Mississauga Chargers 9-2 Wednesday night at Mole-Masters. And of course, Johnny Meade, Reese Chittenden, and Nathan Navez led the way, all scoring a pair. Next game, of course, is Friday night, which will already have been gone by the time you see this. We got a home and home with Burlington. Very important this weekend because we're only a point behind them in the standings. So, and then we got a home and home at 5:30 p.m. Raiders and Cougars on Saturday night. So we're in Burlington Friday, play the Cougars, and then we're home 5:30. Don't forget that new time.
That should be a good game being a back-to-back like that.
There's always a little bit of, it's kind of like Toronto-Montreal. When Burlington plays Georgetown, there's always that little.
Well, it's the Ontario rivalry, it's a Halton rivalry. Right?
It's Milton is in it now, so are the Oakville Blades and the Cougars and us. And it's it's kind of like Boston, Montreal, New York.
Yeah, pretty much the original 6 type of thing. So, big shout out to our under 18 girls winning gold medal. Just absolutely spectacular, beating Sweden 10-1, and just a hammering there too as well. And great to see the women's hockey getting a little bit more recognition, getting a little bit more, included as part of the boys club. So this year at the All-Star game, they're going to have, I think it's 8 women from the U.S. and the Canadian hockey teams out skating with the boys, going against the skills competition with the big guys. So that could be a lot of fun.
Oh, it is. It's going to be a whole bunch of fun.
I look forward to the All-Star break, but I don't because the Leafs always crap the bed after the All-Star break.
Well,
but they're playing way better than I've seen in a long time.
What is it that John Tortorella, the Philadelphia coach, said about the All-Star game? I don't give a shit about the All-Star game.
He could care less.
I don't even watch it. And you know what? I don't care either.
No, I'm a
hockey fan, but they don't.
I don't watch the game. I just watch the skills. I like watching them goof around and having fun.
Yeah, that's
the game,
little boy stuff.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the game, they don't hit each other.
No,
it's all flat.
No, I don't watch it at all.
I'd sooner watch the Boston Bruins going up against the Leafs wanting to kick the shit out of each other. You know what I mean? That's hockey.
That was a good game.
Yeah. But I'm not a big fan of the All-Star, even any of them, really.
Really,
yeah. It's just a time to give the lesser players some time off.
Well, that, and it was originally done for the kids.
Yeah.
So the kids could come and do meet and greets and get autographs.
It's awesome for that. Yeah.
And it's great for that. And the guys do a great job. But again, it's become so commercialized like so many other things. It's like, you know what? And like you said, they're not hitting each other. They're goofing around on the ice. Well, I can go to the bloody Georgetown Arena and see a bunch of 45-year-old, 50-year-old guys playing shinny.
That's right.
Having as much fun.
That's what I mean. It's a big game of shinny, is what it is.
Really.
And as a hockey fan,
you know, like I say, I love watching the skills because they're goofing around, having fun with it, especially the shooting things, and that's funny. But yeah.
The OJHL just had their All-Star game in Collingwood. And
right.
Very successful.
Yeah.
Our conference won, as a matter of fact.
Right.
We had 4 Georgetown Raiders playing in the game.
Right
so it's fun. I mean, Aaron Nagy and the gang over there, since the new ownership took over, there's a lot of new changes. A lot of kids, a lot of families coming to the game now.
Yeah.
And because of that, very important 5:30 time slot. Because they were competing with the NHL on Saturday nights. You can't do that anymore.
No.
People, fuck us, and I know they're on TV and stuff, but it's not the same as going there and having a hot dog and cheering the boys on.
Hot chocolate and a thing of popcorn, and away you go.
Yeah.
Away you go. What time we got there, Mrs.?
27 minutes.
Oh, wow. That went pretty quick. We got a few minutes. Well, we also want to remind people, because, we still want to throw it out there, that we do have an online radio station with our daily news every day. And great music. Big Daddy on in the morning, Leah Lywood mid-morning, and I'm on midday. And Willie the Gatekeeper at night. And Don Cherry. We have Don Cherry on the station.
Don Cherry is on all of our radio stations. We're very proud to have Don on the air. He's on our local radio on Saturday mornings at 9 o'clock, following the news. And he's on Wednesday afternoon.
It's really great to listen to.
Well, his stories, it's Don's got a way. Well, he's Don Cherry. But he's more relaxed. He doesn't have the stiff, suit on the CBC. Yeah. He's sitting there in his house coat, probably having a coffee with his kids, shooting the shit.
Just telling stories.
And telling stories. And the way his son drags the stories out of his dad's. Oh, by the way, Dad, do you remember this one? Oh, yeah. He lights his dad up. They both do.
Yeah.
Daughter as well.
Yeah.
Always
great to check it out. Of course, our air radio news every day, and your local news. So Halton Hills Online, check it out.
Halton Hills Online has everything you need.
Take us to work. Take us in the car.
It has everything you need. It's built on the basis of the old community radio in the 60s and 70s. It had news, weather, local news, sports, a mix of music, getting your community news all in 1 hour, all the information, historical information on Georgetown. We talk about, for instance, we talk about, and Leah's on there with many of our commercials, talking about the old houses on Normandy and the war houses and little things that make Halton Hills a little bit different. Of course, Acton has war houses too. We don't want to forget about that. But we're a story, and we also tell you about Canadian tourism, because we have listeners all over the world that listen to our community radio station and want to learn more about Canada.
Well,
I'm always getting emails
and
stuff.
People that have moved away, that don't live here anymore, and they grew up here, and they just want to catch up with what's going on in Georgetown or Acton or Milton or Glen Williams or Lime or whatever. Yeah. And
Angela Pellegrino, she's down in the Niagara Peninsula.
Regular listener,
and it's a way for because there's no other community radio station for Halton Hills anywhere in the world.
And it's funny, I saw an article about a couple of stations in the U.S. that were shutting down. terrestrial radio stations and just going online.
Sad.
Because to go online was like, what was it? What did they say? 68% cheaper than running the tower and being online and everything like that.
Well, the electricity bill alone for an AM radio station is ridiculous.
It's insane.
Yeah,
So,
and you have to make money. It is okay to make money, you know, folks.
yeah, but they were finding that most of their listeners now are listening online. Who has a radio in their home?
That's right.
Today, in most cases, not many homes anymore have an AM/FM radio.
Well, they're
in
not
their
even
home,
they're not even putting AM radio in the new cars.
in the new cars.
So what does that tell you?
Yeah. So
You know, in 20 years from now,
Not
yeah, AM radio won't even exist. I
not
guarantee you
even.
that.
It'll be an emergency beacon, and that'd be about it.
So all of the big radio stations on AM will be like us on
Yeah.
internet. You know,
Internet.
they're not going to go anywhere. You're still going to have your CFRB, I'm sure, and you're going to have your big stations, but they're going to be online.
Yeah.
And so are we, baby. We're right there too. And
Like I said, check our Facebook page out, like us, follow us, do all that good stuff everybody likes to do. Hopefully soon we're going to have a TikTok account.
yeah, we're
Well,
gonna.
it's there.
We've already got it open, but
I've already started.
I spent a little bit of time on that, and we're going to get hopefully a young lad in here that's going to help us with social media and stuff. But we're learning because we're old farts, and we're learning about TikTok. And I spent a couple hours on TikTok the other night, and just said to myself, "What in the hell is this stuff?" It's a show about nothing. There's a grandmother that dances to all these songs, and 12 million people watch that. So I think we can come up with some pretty
I think we can
interesting
come up with something.
30 to 40 second bits. You know, the death of the Pillsbury Doughboy is one that comes to mind.
The death of Bud the Spud.
Bud the Spud on a stick. You see, ever since they broke up, of course, we all know that Bud the Spud on a stick and Leah had a hot romance there years ago. Ever since they broke up, she's always digging into him, you know, and he still loves her, you know,
God, yeah.
still loves her. It's terrible.
All
But he
right.
doesn't have any hands. He's
All
a
right.
potato.
Well, we're brought to you by
Tires at 905-873-9255. And they have the lowest prices on tires
right, yeah.
in the entire world. They do. And Sean will tell you that, and so will Rob.
We'll just go down and give him a bag of
That's
potatoes. Right.
And
You
say
might
hi.
wonder why.
And say hi to Smudge
Yeah.
as you go by the door there. That's I wonder how he got his name, but we love Smudge. And the whole gang at Max Tires, 61A, or 61A, no,
61.
61 Guelph Street. And also hello to Fred's Towing, the gang there. They're always looking for drivers. And Easy Taxi, who I think they have enough drivers at Easy Taxi
Yeah,
now.
you're doing all right.
So,
now?
yeah, oh yeah, we're doing
good.
okay now. It's
Good to hear.
and but you know, we love doing this every week. This is our community, and we have fun telling you what's going on. You know, and we'd like to thank Halton Hills Today and the Independent for some of the information we give you.
Acting up as well.
Acting up,
you know.
exactly. You know, I mean,
Chris,
he does a great job.
Chris does a great job.
Chris put the thing up about the sign first,
Yeah.
before anybody else, and I read it, and I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, he was on that one actually pretty quick. So,
Yeah, he's on a lot of stuff.
you
Yeah.
know, a great bunch of people we have.
Well, we have a good media circus in here.
and
Circus.
pretty
That's
much
good.
circle.
Meant to say circle, but it's a circus too. Well, you
I'm
got
sure-
the talent
Just
cells,
like giving
independent.
potatoes to
Yeah.
to put your tires on.
See, you know what I mean? She's going back to Bud the Spud again. You know what I mean?
It's still there.
There's still fire in those bones, I'll tell you. But
All
anyway,
right. Well, thank you all for watching. We love the fact that you guys watch every week, and it means a lot to us because otherwise we're just speaking to a phone on a tripod. And
that's right.
And we love bringing it to you every single week. He's Big Daddy Russ Horton. I'm Lee Lakin. We've also got Miss Leah Lywood falling asleep here on us. And we want to say thanks, for tuning in. We'll catch everybody next week. Have a great week, and don't drink and drive. Got the thumbs up, Big Daddy.
Yeah, but I forgot the line.
Not over yet.
Oh, what is it?
Community is driven by community. You navigate.
We drive.
It's ingrained in my head.
I know.